I want everyone to really think about what I'm going to say here, because I don't think a lot of us really listen when people are saying things or what really is going on in reality. Because, see, when we look at a screen and we think that someone is actually speaking to us, you don't even know if that person is speaking to you anymore, because they have these deep fake videos and other things. Like, this is getting kind of scary. Like, how can you even know that a video you watched from years and years and years ago that you think was real, the video might not even have been real. It might have been a computer generated video to make you think that it's real. And when I do this video, I'm not doing this to make people get superstitious and, to start getting into all these unnecessary arguments and all this stuff. I'm not doing this video for that. I'm just saying, when you hear something from someone, that does not mean that that thing really happened. And when you see something on a screen, that does not mean that that's the way that it really was or how the people said it was. And this is why I tell people, don't assume things. Don't think you know what is really going on with stuff, because you and I really don't know. We really don't. This is why, it says, a wise man admits he knows nothing. And I know a lot of people don't understand that, but a wise man says he knows nothing because she knows that no matter what someone tells you, that does not make it true. There's always a side to everyone's story that they're probably not telling. And I was thinking about this earlier, about this concept, like, what if every one of us said what we were really thinking? Before we came into a group together, or we socialized, or we went and met other people, what if we said, I was thinking about this before I came and met you? Or I had this dream the other night that I had, and this is what happened. But how many of us, we keep things to ourselves so much, and then we think that other people are supposed to know what they don't know. You see, we think that other people are supposed to have an answer for us, but we don't even tell people about ourselves. We don't even tell people what's on our mind. We don't even speak up about a lot of things. And I think some things, yes, we should keep to ourselves, but there's a lot of things that we keep these things to ourselves because we're scared of judgment. We're so scared of the judgment of other people that it stops us from being us. It stops us from really saying what we want to say and really tell people what we're thinking. And this is what I noticed for me is going on in this generation, is we are keeping things to ourselves more and more and more. And people are becoming more untrustful, and they think everybody's against them, and this person's out to do me wrong. And I think these things sometimes too, but I catch myself and I say, Nate, this shit is in your head. This is in your mind. And there's so many things that so many of us have on our mind that ain't even real. It's not even true. But yet, there are a lot of things that we do not know for sure. We don't know things that we think we know. We just don't. We do not know a lot of things. And this is why, somebody that tells me that, hey, I know that that person is like that. No, you don't know that person is like that. Just because they did something that you might think that they did and how you think they are, that doesn't make them like that. How many times do you hear these things happen where people go, oh my goodness, he was so quiet and he didn't bother anyone and he seemed so nice and he was so polite. And then here he ends up being the biggest serial killer in the fucking United States. Like people said that the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway, they said that he was a polite guy and he seemed like the average normal human being. But here he was doing these horrible acts against women. We don't know. You do not know people. So don't assume to know. But I say be open with people and, treat them as you would treat yourself. But also, just have that little bit of awareness where you don't let people step on you and you don't let people use you and just absolutely whatever, use you as a person. You just got to be a little aware. But I think we have become very paranoid and standoffish, and I don't like it. I don't like this manner in 2020. I don't like how people are anymore. And not everyone's like this. Not everybody's like this. And I even changed a little myself because I used to be the most outgoing, social guy you would ever meet in your life. And now I live by myself. I live in an apartment by myself. And I stay to myself. I don't bother people. I don't get into other people's business. I stay away from drama because all drama ends in is violence, bad things happening, people getting hurt and killed. And I don't want that. I want to live my life, free to do what I do now, because I had my time. I had my time of suffering and really bad times. And I went through a period for a long time. And I never want to go back to that place ever again. And excuse me, my throat, I hate when my throat gets like this. I hate it. My throat feels like it's clogged up or something. But yeah, we need to quit thinking that we know things, y'all. Because for real, if I could be so bold, you don't know shit. You don't know shit, and I don't know shit. You might know little bits and pieces, but you don't see the other 98% of people's lives. You only see that little bit that they want to show you. You don't see what people do when they go into the bathroom and when they take a shower and when they're by themselves and when they drive to the store and when they're alone at night, when they take a walk. You're not around with people all the time. So how can you say, oh, this person, he's like this and she's like that, and I know that's how people are? No, you don't know how people are. So quit assuming that. And I see this all over the internet, YouTube, and everywhere. I see it everywhere. It's just people judging one another, and they can't even look at their own lives. They can't even reflect on themselves. And, I went through that stage, so I don't know what to tell anybody that's never really reflected on their own life. I went through that stage and it sucked for a long time, but I had to take a deep look at myself and I cleared out a lot of junk from my own life. And there's a lot of people that they haven't cleaned out a lot of junk from their own lives and they still have this junk in their life. And I do these videos on life is pointless, and I talk about both sides of the issue. I talk about suffering and pain. I talk about living in the moment and enjoying life while you can. I don't call myself anything. I don't identify as anything other than human. And all I believe in is one thing, and that's reality. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in anything else. I don't have any beliefs about nothing other than right now and reality. That's it. It's just, I see us, we have too much baggage. We have way too much baggage, and we're so scared to get rid of that baggage. We're so scared to expel these things that we think we need to hold on to. And I'm telling myself this when I do this. Every time I do one of these, I'm telling me this. I'm not really telling you, even though I'm talking to you in a video, I'm telling myself this. You see? And I don't want it. I don't want the baggage. I don't want the drama. I don't want all that because I already had that in my life. And I got rid of it 2 times before. 2 times. I got rid of it once and I cleaned that part of my life up. And then I did stuff again and then I cleaned it up again. I already cleaned up that part of my life. And I know how easy it can get out of hand again. And, that's why I just got to be aware of how I just go about what I do. And, I know that you know this too, but a lot of us, we just still have this baggage that we're holding on to. And we're so heavy with these things. And then what is the first thing we want to do? We want to blame the next man or the next woman for our problems. And then like me, if there is a God, I tend to blame God for things. And I do point the finger at people sometimes. But then I got to catch myself and say, well, really, I need to point the finger back at me. Because I am my own problem. Me, right here, number 1. So, I don't really know what I can really say to people to, I guess I can't really say anything to people. It's just people got to do it for themselves first off. It's all about the individual. That's why I said speaking to groups is dead. Speaking to groups of people is like talking to a tombstone. You can't tell them nothing. So if the individual wants to listen and wants to get rid of all that extra baggage, they can do that. But it's an individual thing. It's only you and I that are going to do it. I can't do it for you. and you can't do it for me. This is what we need to get through our heads too. Another man or woman cannot solve our problems. I cannot solve your problem. A woman cannot solve your problem. So it's, I don't know. I'm just kind of past this. I don't want to blame people anymore. If that makes sense. I don't want to have to blame people for things that are going on in my life. And I understand that bad things happen to some people. And, things happen in life. But you can't keep getting hung up on the old things that happened. That's what I did so many times before, is I thought about, oh, well, these people weren't around for me. My so-called friends weren't around for me. And, where were they when I was in my drug addiction and all this? It was my fault that I was in my drug addiction. I wanted to get high. I wanted to do drugs. I wanted to do the things that I did, and I did the things I did. And some of the things I did, I was ashamed for. And I sought forgiveness, and I asked people to forgive me, and I had to forgive myself most of all. See, if I don't forgive me, then it really doesn't matter if they forgive me or not, if other people forgive me. If I can't forgive what I did and say, okay, I did it, I gotta move on. I can't live with it the rest of my life. That makes no sense. That's just me bashing myself. So it's like, move on from it. If you're someone that is constantly living in the past, or you're thinking about the future, get over the past and don't look towards the future, because all you have is this moment. This is what I got to tell myself. And there's a big difference. I'm going to end with this. There is a big difference between teaching and preaching. Teaching and preaching are not the same things. There's so many people that are preaching out here. They're not teaching people, to reflect on their own lives, to say, I am my own problem. I only believe in reality, and I'm not saying that you're going to go with my technique or how I do things, but there's too many people that are preaching today. Way too many people. And they're blaming the devil and Satan, and they're blaming other people for their problems. Their problems. It ain't no one's fault but ours when something happens in our lives. Now, there is certain situations that it is someone else's fault. It's things that happen to people. But most of it is our own shit that we need to take out, is our own baggage that we need to get rid of. I don't ever want to seem like I'm a preacher, because I'm not a preacher. I'm just teaching myself in these videos. I'm teaching me to think a certain way, and I give that to you. I do these videos to give that to you too. And you're going to do what you do with it, So that's it. And I leave it at that. I don't take it any further than that. I don't say I am this great something and boast about my life. I might do that a little in my music from time to time, but I don't in real life. I don't want to seem more than what I really am, because I'm just a human being. So, there's just a lot of dumb concepts floating out here. This whole I'm chosen message and I'm special, and that message there just kind of pisses me off, because then you think you're better than somebody else. And not a lot of people, they can't see that causes a problem. See, not a lot of people, they just don't know certain things, you know? And I don't know everything neither. I'm still learning stuff myself. And I'm just trying to teach myself these things. You know, I'm not trying to preach to anyone. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live. I'm telling myself this. I'm doing these videos so I can reflect on my own life to see what I have to do for me, you know? Because only I can fix me and do something for me. Like you can do something for you and do what you have to do for you. I can't do anything for you and you can't do anything for me. There's only very little certain things that we can maybe do to help one another, but it all comes down to you in the end and me in the end. That's it. That's all it comes down to. So that's it for that one. I don't even know if this will upload. It's kind of long, but thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. If you hit the bell icon, if you got this far, you have to press all, not personalized, because you won't get all of the uploads if you press personalized. You got to press all if you want to get all of the uploads. So maybe you only want one once in a while. So maybe that'll be better for you. I don't know, but later.